everyone, it's Kitty Glam here, and I'll be showing you a tutorial today on my inspirational look of a mermaid. First we're just going to start going all over the eyelid up to the brow bone with a base. I'm using a light pearly blue in this. All the eyeshadow that I am using for this look is a part of my Sephora Makeup Academy palette. I believe it was $52 at Sephora, and I recently purchased it, so hopefully the price is still around the same for you. That's Canadian, so it's probably even cheaper in the US. I'm just going over my actual eyelid, setting a bit of a base there with an aqua tone out of the palette, and I'm going underneath my lower lash line, and I'm just kind of winging it out at the sides. The overall look is just meant to be fun, fantasy, perhaps you're going to a costume party, Halloween, what have you. It's meant to be played with, so this is just my interpretation. By all means, hopefully you can take it and run with it and be creative and do something on your own with it. Right now I'm going into my crease line with a little bit of a deeper blue from the palette, and I'm just blending that in. I love to blend. That is my claim to fame. I could blend all day. So I'm just checking that out there, making sure everything looks even, and I'm going to be going in again with a green color. Where is it? There we go. With a green color. This color in the palette really reminded me of seaweed. So, I mean, hey, water, mermaids, seaweed. It made sense. Anywho, I'm just going into my crease with it and blending it out, forming almost like a smoky eye with it. I do apologize for the quality of my webcam. It is kind of crappy and it just does no justice for how these colors ended up coming together. Overall, I was very pleased with the look. So I have a second shade, it's a lighter green. I'm just going into my creases again with that in the inner corner of my eyelids, doing a bit of a highlighting effect. Now I'm taking my liquid gel eyeliner and I'm applying it just on the top of my eyelid, and I'm winging it out at the sides. I typically don't do double wings. I kind of envisioned a mermaid tail when I did do the double wing. So I started with just a regular wing, and then I went to the very corner of my eye, the outer corner, and I made a little bit longer of a wing coming out underneath it. Again, put your spin on it. If you're not comfortable doing winged eyeliner, by all means, you don't need it. It's not a necessary thing. Now I'm just filling in my eyebrows because, girl, it's gots to be done. I don't care what makeup I am doing, what look I'm going for. My eyebrows have got to be filled. So I'm just naturally filling them in. Eventually in the video, you'll notice that they do look a bit thicker. I just wanted them to look, I don't know, not cartoonish, but I didn't want them to look perfect. So I have a gold that came out of the palette, and I'm taking the gold and I'm just going over, like outlining my eyebrow with it. It gave it a bit of a wet look. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Now just a little bit of mascara. I did not use false eyelashes. Currently don't have any, but Hey, it'd be brilliant if you wanted to put some on for yourself. The bigger the better, right folks? Now, the funnest part of this look coming up is the blending of colors all over my face. I'm starting off almost as if I'm contouring, trying to make my cheekbones pop. I'm using blue and green, and I'm just coming down almost like a stripe, like a tiger stripe, making it thick. Going up into almost my hairline and following my cheekbones up. And underneath that, I'm taking the blue and I'm just meeting it at the corner there. So it's almost forming a triangle shape. Coming towards my lip here. Obviously you don't want it touching your lip. And you don't want it going all the way up onto your ear. So here, I'm just meeting it up where my eyebrow is, and I'm bringing it down, and I'm connecting it with the blue. As you can see in the video, I stall a couple of times, almost like I don't know where my next move is going to be, because I don't know where my next move is going to be. I just kind of turn on my camera. You know, I wake up, I'm like, shit, what are we gonna do today? Let's turn on the camera and see where life takes us. And I'm just blending it in so it doesn't look harsh. And I'm taking that same gold that I used to get that wet look over my eyebrows. I'm taking that and I'm just highlighting where I contoured with the green and the blue. Eventually I'll do the rim of my nose and underneath my eyes, again, just to give that wet look. About you guys, but being a mermaid has always been a childhood dream of mine. I could sit all day out on the beach and just stare into the ocean going, dang, why can't I be the Little Mermaid? Like, shit. I mean, it's cool when all these girls think they're cute dressing up as elves and fairies, but y'all know where it's at. Mermaid life is for real life. Okay? If you want to be anything cool for Halloween, you best be a mermaid. So I'm just, I'm taking netting that later I end up using in my hair. I'm taking that and I'm just laying it across my skin. And I'm using the same blue and green eyeshadow. And I'm lightly dipping a sponge in both of them, so it gives more of a blended effect, and I'm just gently tapping it in all of the areas, and it's going to give a scaly effect. If you've been watching tutorials on mermaid makeup, many people use this technique, and honestly, it's a brilliant technique, so I really suggest you try to find some sort of netting and fill it in like this. Now, I'm going over the area on my cheekbone where we put those triangles and blended them. They were more of a base. I was intending on putting the scales, well, the netting effect over that area to make it look scaly. I'm just following it down my cheekbones, all the way down to my jaw. The fun thing about doing these looks is there is no right or wrong, if you catch my drift. As long as you're being creative and at the end of it you like what you created, there is no right or wrong. So, I mean, just go wild, have some fun, and just remember not to take it too seriously. It can be washed off and you can start again. I'm creating a shadowed effect in my nose along the sides, starting up by the inner crease of my eye, in my eyebrow, and going down towards the tip of my nose. Same thing, just dabbing in a little bit of green and blue eyeshadow over the sponge and patting it to get that scaly effect. Okay, now my favorite part. Oh my god. Oh, sorry guys, I'm so excited. So I'm just taking false eyelash glue and I'm dabbing it all over my forehead and tapping a little bit on these quote-unquote scales that I'm creating. Okay, did you guys ever have beaded doors when you were younger? Obviously you did. Anyways, mine are still, were still hanging in my guest room door up until the other day when I was staring at them and decided that they'd make great mermaid scales, so I dismantled them after years and years and years of having them up and cut them into little pieces just to make mermaid scales. Why not? Woke up, wanted to be a mermaid. Shit. I do what I want. So now I just want to make gills. So just taking the blue, going down my neck, making like the shark gills, and I'm gonna highlight it with some green and blend it all in, because I mean, dang, gotta be breathing underwater, don't want to suffocate, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you can't find flat beads like I did for the forehead, there is all sorts of things you could do for that. One of them being shiny paper. You could cut circles out of that, make flakes out of it, confetti. Just use your imagination. If it shines, glue it to your head. That's my advice. So here you go. It's really catching the light. Absolutely in love with it. And for the hair, I'll get into that and explain that to you guys. So basically all I did for the hair was I had on my beaded door these long strings of twine that had seashells put through them. I got them at Dollarama a couple of years ago. Dollarama is a chain in Canada. I'm sure you could get it at Michael's craft store in the United States. And I basically just cut it, dismantled it, and I left one pretty long, and I started a braid, an inverted braid to the side of my head. I took it down, went around, and then pinned it all to one side, braiding the twine into my hair, as you can see with those two seashells there. Then I dismantled twine in bits of seashells, put bobby pins in them, and just started sticking them throughout my hair. And then I took random pieces of hair and I braided them. The point was not to look prim and proper. You're a mermaid, you know, you're getting tangled in shit, the ocean's polluted, you're a wild fish. So, you know, you didn't want to look too prim and proper. I wanted this to look, you know, messy. I'm a wild Kesha mermaid. Why not? Fuck, I do not like Kesha. Why did I just say that? Anyways, so just braid little bits and stick your shells in, and there's your look. Kind of a wild child Amazon look. Thank you for watching this tutorial, and I hope you took something from it.